would Urko have any ideas, even if vague, of what this could be? Or what's 98?
No, that at this point, who knows? We could come up with a retroactive reason for you not to make your realization. Perhaps some of it smacks you in the face. Or we can just say, you don't know. But however you prefer. So the next question, anyone else? Thoughts?
I run over to Zort, seeing that he fell over, and try to make contact, maybe even, hoist him up.
Well, one of the interesting things about the half-snake folk is that they are resistant to chaos and are never never tainted by chaos. And it actually is kind of interesting. Your cult actually has a rune called Disorder, which means that you actually manage change and what other people think of as disruptions. Your cult, your racial cult, manages that better than most beings. So it's in many ways, it's sort of a protection against chaos because you get it, or some of it.
Okay. So if I run over, I can't be tainted.
Right. So I'm just letting you know that you're probably a very good choice for anybody who would be touching him at about this time. So, so Zort, Ikindu is tending to you. In fact, why don't you make a systems roll? You are skilled in how bodies work. Go ahead and roll that skill and tell me how it goes. You're not making a potion or anything, but the knowledge is relevant here.
Oh, 94.
Oh, no. Well, same thing.
All high rollers.
Yes. Well, in this case, the net effect is that you're unable to tell quite what is happening. Zort, what are you going to try to do, if anything?
I'm gonna try and just prevent, just keep my mouth closed and just try and prevent,
Aha, I see.
Trying to keep myself from fuming out more of these.
Okay.
Chaos cloud.
All right. Well, in that case, let's tell you what you are rolling. You are rolling your power against another power. And so you are going to, So I know what that other power is. We have the resistance table, which is very easy to do in your head.
15.
15. On percentile dice?
Yep.
That's actually quite powerful. You have actually check your power because you have a chance for power gain. You overcame an opposing power, and it was actually fairly higher than yours. It was 15. So 11 against 15, right? So you know it's in 5% groups. If it's 11 on 11, it's 50%.
Yep.
9 on 9, 50%. 15 on 15, 50%. And then every difference changes it by 5. So if you have 14, they have 15, your chance is 45%.
Yeah.
It's easy. You just do. All I need to know is the two numbers, and I know the percent. So anyway, so with a roll of 15, that's actually quite impressive. Zort is actually able to prevent further use of him in this fashion, and the material or whatever kind of blows out of him and begins to take form. The form that it takes is of a man. The man is dressed in clothes very similar to the man that you fought on the mountaintop. It's not the same guy. This guy is wearing a white mask, a solid mask of a face on his face, so that you really cannot see his features. And other aspects of the outfit are the same. Remember the long sleeves, and remember as well. Oh, there are a couple of other things that are kind of interesting. There's a what is the word I want? I have already mentioned that the people of Headwater tend to dress a little bit more modestly than people of the West. A little bit less bare skin showing in a casual way. They probably, tend to their headgear a little bit more than you would do, things like that. Remember, I said they wear a cap, a certain cap, right, in these regions a lot. Whereas this guy's outfit seems to be a very sophisticated and specific form of that same kind of modesty. There's no chest hair is showing, right? No, there's a certain it's a subtle thing, but his hands are free, but it's the cuffs are gathered. They don't just fall to the elbow when he feels, just from the motions of his arm. It's as though he takes care that his body is properly covered in some way. So that's what I will describe about that. And also, he is speaking, and he is speaking in the language that has kind of overlapped a little bit with this region, but he is speaking its pure or its full form, and you guys have a very hard time understanding it. That's not, you're a little bit familiar with some of the words and things from living here, but it is definitely definitely not in your experience to hear it spoken fully. The person on the mountaintop had done the same thing. So that is what is happening here.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is this person, so say, proper real, or is he just...
Oh, he's quite real. He is formed out of this stuff.
Okay, so he's not proper real.
No, he's here now.
Yeah, okay.
Do I understand more than the other people? Because
yes,
I've
you
heard
probably should. I'll give you an intelligence roll.
Okay. Intelligence 12. And then I roll. That's a percentile die.
Yeah.
10.
Ooh, that's quite excellent.
Yeah, and I have 12.
Mm-hmm. He is saying that he has come to save this man, Zort, in the name of the storm, and that you barbarians are to understand that these lands are now claimed by the people of the Stormland. That
have I heard of the storm?
This is you had heard the word in the other language, but you had not realized what it meant before. Now this is the homeland's name for that island culture. You had never, if you look on the map, you had never actually made it up into that northernmost island. You had been on the coast of that waterway, but you had never been up into there. You know that is what they call themselves. You had heard the word before, but it was just a word, just a foreign word. Now you know the language a little bit better, and you know what it means. And that they are, well, you don't know much else about them. And what this fellow is saying is that, that you will never, what is it? He is challenging in particular, by saying that you know that's this. He's looking at her and seeing her magic and what she's like, and he is saying, you know, this is our jurisdiction in English. You know, we take care of this here. He turns and looks to Skava and says some more, which is a little bit hard to interpret. Something about their attention, their, you know, something about how something caught their attention or something provoked them in some way.
Okay. As this is going on, I'm trying to translate for everyone.
Yeah. So, and at the moment, he's not throwing spells around or anything like that, but he is definitely, I mean, Oom's initiates, you know, I mean, the one guy's just throws his hands like this and the gloves just shred right off so that his bronze hands and their claws are evident. And the other one with the eye has definitely gone into, you know, a crouch. Has not stepped behind them, but she has stepped between them. And so, as I mentioned before, the members of the Cult of the Merciful Dawn are very good at fighting in groups. They always position themselves, you know, in a strategic way. And the effect, of course, is this is terrifying. People are screaming, and this guy, you know, is turning to Skava and is speaking, you know, with some force, with some with some. It's formal, saying something formal.
When they're freaking out, as I'm trying to translate it, I'll, with authority, say to people, be quiet, show this man respect.
Okay, so you're going to, that's probably a good idea. Let's do a charisma roll for you.
Okay.
If you want to take time for glamour, you can. This is an excellent time for glamour in many ways.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. 13 glamour, I'll pass that.
Right.
And then I'll use percentile die and get 73.
Okay, that's very good. With your increased charisma, you make it. Without the spell, you would not have made it. So, therefore, yes, Ikindu does, you know, magics himself up and starts calming everybody down and so on. Now, this fellow, whose name is Zhong, is he and are not going to be friends, right? And Zort, this guy just reeks of chaos. Just reeks. I mean, it's just it's almost disturbing how, you know, casual he is about that issue.
I would like to ask if Jella is with us, because it seems like she would be interested in this kind of thing, well, meeting, since she used to work in the library with, well, all kinds of things in the Buried Dead, and, well, she's aware of all these chaos people, and so, and if she has any knowledge of anything that's been going on in that case, or if
I would like to say that she probably is not at this meeting. Jala is being quite reclusive inside, you know, hiding away in the temple a lot these days. But the important thing is that you certainly would have discussed all of your adventures, and that thing that you brought back is, of course, full of chaos, and so she would have talked to you about that. Okay.
So, how are you doing?
How am I doing? I just spew this Stormman. I don't know who you are. And
I see.
What
And-
kind of madness you speak of?
But otherwise, you are okay? Kind of, maybe?
Well, he did take he did take a bit of a hit from that blow to his constitution that damaged him, but I never told you how much. So let's just treat it as a disruption spell. He has taken 3 hit points, and it's to one of his arms. I'm going to say it's to the affected arm, which has taken the damage. That would make a lot of sense.
Right then.
Right,
That arm is not useful.
right. Well, I think okay, yeah. So it's he's injured so this process has injured him in some way. Think of the person changing into a wolf in the werewolf movies, and all the bones go snap, 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 kind of like that. Okay, so
Great.
now